For years, immigrants faced a relentless cycle of bad news, closed doors, endless waits, and rules that made the process feel impossible. Every step forward seemed to be met with 2 steps back, and the uncertainty weighed heavily on everyone's minds. Families were separated, skilled people left in limbo, and hope felt out of reach. The pain of distance and the longing for reunion became a daily reality for so many. The system was cold, impersonal, and left entire communities anxious about their future. Every letter, every phone call brought a wave of nerves. Would it be good news or another setback? People contributed, worked essential jobs, paid taxes, yet lived with the fear that a single change could upend their lives. Despite their dedication, stability always felt just out of reach. It wasn't just politics, it was about real people, every day. These were neighbors, friends, and colleagues, all trying to build a better life. But hope is stubborn. Even buried, it never disappears. It finds a way to grow, even in the hardest conditions, quietly fueling dreams for a brighter tomorrow. Now, in the summer of 2025, that hope is finally sprouting. The air feels lighter, and optimism is returning to faces that once only knew worry. After years of setbacks, we're seeing a real shift, not just in policy, but in how communities view newcomers. There's a growing sense of welcome and a recognition of shared humanity. Immigration is being recognized as a story of ambition and resilience, not a problem to be solved. These stories are now celebrated, inspiring others to dream and achieve. This new perspective is bringing real, tangible good news. Families are reuniting, opportunities are opening up, and communities are growing stronger together. The sad song is finally changing its tune. A new chapter is beginning, one filled with hope, joy, and the promise of better days ahead. So what's changed? What makes this moment different from all the debates and promises we've heard before? In July 2025, the Community Roots Act passed, and it's a true game changer, marking a turning point in how America welcomes newcomers. Unlike past reforms, this act rethinks immigration from the ground up, focusing on integration and support from day one, not just paperwork or border control. The core idea is simple but powerful. Help immigrants plant roots in their new communities so they can thrive and contribute from the start. The Act funds welcome centers, one-stop shops for paperwork, language classes, job help, legal advice, and more, all under one roof. It's a shift from suspicion to support, treating newcomers as future neighbors, not temporary guests, and building trust from the very first day. Real funding goes directly to cities and towns, making these centers accessible and effective, no matter where you live. The Act is the result of years of advocacy from communities, business leaders, and everyday people who know that when immigrants succeed, everyone benefits. It's about recognizing that a doctor waiting for credentials or an engineer unable to work is a loss for the whole community, not just the individual. The Community Roots Act is government finally listening to common sense and to the voices of those who live and work alongside immigrants every day. It's a policy built on the idea that a rising tide lifts all boats, and immigrants are a vital part of that tide, helping communities grow stronger and more resilient. This isn't just a new law, it's a new way of thinking about what it means to belong and how we build a future together. The welcome mat is finally out, not just as a symbol, but as a real invitation to participate and belong. And it's making a difference, one family, one neighborhood, and one community at a time. Bureaucracy has always been the biggest hurdle. Years of waiting, endless paperwork, and confusing rules that seem to change without notice. It's a maze that many find daunting and discouraging. The Community Roots Act smashes through that wall, breaking down barriers that have long stood in the way of progress and unity. The process is now faster and simpler, with more staff and better technology working together seamlessly to ensure efficiency. Most paperwork is online, so you can track your application in real time, giving you peace of mind and control over your journey. Clear timelines mean you know when to expect answers. No more waiting in the dark. wondering if your application is lost in the shuffle. Immigration officers are now trained to help, not just enforce, ensuring that every interaction is supportive and understanding. Forms are written in plain language, making the process less intimidating and more accessible to everyone. The focus is on efficiency and empathy. Families are reunited sooner, bringing joy and relief to countless lives. Skilled workers can start jobs quickly, contributing to the economy and fulfilling their potential without unnecessary delays. Refugees can rebuild their lives with security, knowing they have a place to call home and a community that supports them. By cutting red tape, the system gives people back their most valuable asset, time, allowing them to focus on what truly matters. It's about moving forward, planning, and dreaming, without the constant weight of uncertainty holding you back. The system finally works for people, not against them. It's a profound shift that promises a brighter future for all, and it's already changing lives, creating ripples of hope and possibility across communities. The future feels possible again, filled with opportunities and the promise of a better tomorrow. For too long, immigration focused on where you're from, not what you can do. The Skills First visa, part of the 2025 reforms, flips the script. It prioritizes skills, experience, and qualifications, opening doors for talent from all backgrounds. The new points-based system is transparent. Education, work experience, language, and in-demand skills all count. Now, a welder or a software developer can see exactly how they qualify. This helps people plan their careers and gives employers access to the talent they need. Businesses are filling critical roles, especially in healthcare, tech, and green energy. The Skills First visa is a win-win. It helps the economy and gives skilled people a clear path to contribute. It's practical, flexible, and recognizes that people, not paperwork, are a country's greatest asset. The impact is immediate and widespread. Talent finally has a way in. Meet Maria, a nurse with a decade of experience who immigrated 2 years ago. Despite her skills, she was stuck. Her credentials unrecognized, the process confusing and expensive. For 2 years, Maria worked odd jobs, studied for exams, and watched as hospitals struggled with shortages. She wasn't alone. Thousands faced the same barriers. Then the Community Roots Act changed everything. At a new welcome center, Maria got a clear plan and support to get her credentials recognized. Financial aid and prep classes made the process achievable. Within months, Maria passed her final exam. Now she's working as a nurse, supporting her family and filling a critical need in her community. Her story shows what's possible when barriers are removed. It's about turning frustration into success, for individuals and for everyone around them. Maria's journey is just one of many. The new system is unlocking potential, and communities are stronger for it. The good news isn't just from the government. Local communities are stepping up too. Across the country, people are welcoming immigrants as neighbors, not strangers. Sponsor-a-family programs are connecting newcomers with local families for practical help and friendship. Libraries are expanding English classes, conversation clubs and workshops, becoming true centers of connection. Multilingual staff and safe spaces help newcomers find their footing. This grassroots movement is about building bridges and recognizing our shared humanity. New foods, music, and traditions enrich every community. Laws can open doors, but it's people who make a place feel like home. More and more, that door is opening with a smile. The welcome is real, and it's making a difference. Making it easier for immigrants to succeed isn't just compassionate, it's smart economics. The Community Roots Act is helping fill labor shortages in healthcare, construction, and tech. When immigrants work in their fields, businesses grow and new jobs are created. Immigrants are also entrepreneurs, starting businesses that revitalize main streets and create jobs for others. Simpler regulations mean more businesses, more jobs, and more tax revenue for schools and roads. The economic ripple effect is huge. Immigrants spend, invest, and help local economies thrive. A recent report projects significant GDP growth from these reforms. Welcoming immigrants is like an economic stimulus package that pays for itself. Compassion and common sense go hand in hand. Everyone benefits when newcomers are given a fair shot. This new era is being championed by leaders across business, government, and communities. CEOs say the skills-first visa keeps the country competitive by attracting global talent. Leaders in healthcare and manufacturing praise the reforms for solving labor shortages. Advocacy groups call the Community Roots Act a victory for human dignity and integration. Even skeptical politicians are seeing the benefits. Immigrants are revitalizing towns and boosting schools. There's a growing consensus. Welcoming immigrants is smart policy and good for everyone. The country is moving past old debates toward shared success. The message is clear. Immigrants are essential to our future. Looking back at July 2025, it's clear we're entering a new, hopeful era. The Community Roots Act and changing attitudes have made the system fairer and more welcoming. We're building bridges, not walls, and investing in a future where diversity is strength. Stories like Maria's are just the beginning. Thousands more will follow. Immigrants will enrich communities, strengthen the economy, and become part of our national story. The promise of a better life is alive and well. The road ahead is long, but it's paved with optimism and compassion. The future for immigrants, and for the country, looks brighter than ever.